everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Downstream Outdoors. Today on Downstream Outdoors, we're getting back to the trapping episodes with my good friend Bill Weaver. Bill and I have been friends for a long time, ever since back into high school, and he is somebody who truly loves what he's doing in this trapping, and it's always a joy to learn from people who truly love and have a deep passion for the things that they do and want to teach people how to do them things as well. Now today he's going to do what he calls a blind set. Blind set can also refer to a trail set. I can't really say much more, so I'm going to let Bill take it from here.
Okay, I kind of found this trail right here between two fence rows. I'm going to put a blind set in right here. That's just where the animal can walk through and hopefully step right on the trap. It doesn't have any lure or anything like that. There's many different names for them. There could be trail set, there could be blind set, but they usually don't consist, like I said, of any lure or anything like that. So, and this is the first trap that'll be an actual full first make of a set. So I'll show you how to do that and set the trap. So what I'll do is I'll dig my trap bed. This is kind of the boring part of it. You want to dig your trap bed just wide enough to accommodate the trap. And about as deep as the trap will open. This trap has a base mounted chain that goes right underneath the trap when it sits level. So what I do is I dig a little hole right in the middle of the trap bed to accommodate that chain, so that I'll be able to bed the trap nice and tight and level. Now, this is a chain stake. I also use rebar stakes. This comes with a driver. Stick that down in the ground and drive it right in. All my traps have 3 swivels on the chain. One right at the trap, one in the middle of the chain, and one where it attaches to the staking system. I forgot one thing. This trap has shorter jaw levers on it, so I have to use these to set it. Okay, now that I have the pan open, or the jaws open, I'll pull the dog around, put it under the pan. This has what's called a night latch on it. You pull the pan down, and you'll hear a slight click, which you might not be able to hear on the camera. but the pan sets nice and level, and it's actually a hair trigger right now. So now that I have the trap bed all dug, I'll put a little bit more dirt back in there, making sure there's no rocks in it or anything else. And then I'll bed this as tight as I can so that the trap doesn't rock back and forth. If you see that little bit of movement there, if a coyote or a fox or even a raccoon steps on that and feels it move, they'll say, well, what's that? Then they'll just flip the trap over, and you probably will never get a catch in that again because they'll know it's there. So you want to kind of check on all sides of it. They'd step on the loose jaw right there, they would feel that wiggle. So you lift your loose jaw up, pack a little bit more dirt in there. And that's good and tight now. I bed in pretty much pure peat moss. Across the top of my traps. So pour a little peat moss from my bucket into my sifter there. Sift over the top of it. And you got to be careful you don't push on your pan, but you just want to level that out nice. Pack it down a little bit. The pan of the trap is right in the middle of that circle. And then what I do is I take a little bit of the dirt that I took out of the hole, put it over the trap, just kind of blend it in a little bit. If a little bit of grass or whatever gets over onto that, that's fine too, because that just kind of blends it in, makes it look a little bit more natural. And that's all there is to setting a flat set or a blind set.
Well, everybody, that about does it for this week's episode of Downstream Outdoors. Once again, I'd like to thank Bill Weaver for coming on and teaching us more about trapping this week. Once again, just to recap, this here was what was called a blind set or a trail set. You'll see Bill, he found a natural animal path. And animals in the woods, they have paths. They'll follow the same roads, just like we do, day after day after day, and they'll actually wear paths in the woods. And he set up right on one of these paths, you know, feeling that you know, the right kind of animal that he's looking for might just by chance walk along that path. And because he's doing that, he's able to go with no lure on this particular trap set, which is an awesome idea in and of itself, because it just makes it so that the only way you're going to catch that animal is pure luck, because you need that foot to land on the exact right spot without any extra attractant. We'll have to see. We'll have to catch back up with Bill in the future and see how he makes out with this set and others that we'll have featured here on Downstream Outdoors. And until next time, keep your line wet and out of the trees.